on KPIA News Channel. Thank you so much, Johnny Storm, for your amazing weather report. Looks like a great weekend coming up. I hope you're all getting out there and volunteering. Today in Philanthropy Corner, all our philanthropy correspondents are going out into the field to ask CSU students how they feel about philanthropy in the world today. Let's see what they think.
Katie, what does philanthropy mean to you?
To me, philanthropy means spreading wealth for a common good or to better a community.
All right, well, according to Understanding Philanthropy, its meaning and mission, the definition they give is an act or gift done or made for humanitarian purposes. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I would say that lines up.
Jenna, do you believe that the government should fund nonprofits, and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think government agencies should fund nonprofits in some type of way. It's a question for somebody else as to where that money would come from, tax dollars or elsewhere. But yeah, I think nonprofits really struggle. They serve at-risk populations in impoverished communities, and it's sad that nonprofits are predominantly supported by the public sector. So when they can't make ends meet, it's really sad, and it would be really helpful if there was some government support through, I think there's tax breaks now currently, but maybe some like extra funding and grants that they're able to offer. Yeah, it would be helpful.
How can you as an individual inspire philanthropy in others?
I think for me personally, it's bringing people to service things that I go to. As an example, I'm in a co-ed service fraternity called Alpha Phi Omega, and I've brought friends to some of the events we've done, and they've joined the organization, and I've gotten them into volunteering through bringing them into this organization.
Cool. In your opinion, are philanthropic organizations or philanthropic individuals more effective in affecting change?
I think organizations are, because they can set long-term goals and work towards them, and continue on from one generation to the next.
How can you as an individual inspire philanthropy in others?
Well, I think if you just get out there in the community and volunteer, other people will see you and they'll feel inspired to volunteer as well. I also think that social media is a great way of spreading the word.
In your opinion, are philanthropic organizations or philanthropic individuals more effective in affecting change?
I think philanthropic organizations are more effective because they are bigger, obviously, so they have a wider reach and an easier time helping more people than an individual does. And a big organization can also probably raise more money and give more time as well, just because they're bigger.
So, to begin, what do you think philanthropy means?
I always heard of it as like rich people giving charities money kind of thing.
Cool. In Understanding Philanthropy, Its Meaning and Purpose, Robert Payton and Michael Moody write that the future of free, open, and democratic societies is directly linked to the vitality of the philanthropic tradition in those societies. What do you think of that quote?
Well, if we're thinking about philanthropy from a rich people giving charities money way, I would say yes, because you should give what you can when you can.
So, what if I told you that philanthropy is defined as voluntary action for the public good?
Everybody should do that. So then, yes, I think it is necessary for a democratic society.
Could you elaborate? Why?
I think it's important to, if you see a situation in which things could be better, and things could always be better, in all situations, so anywhere, I think it's important to give your time and your money and like your commitment to that cause. And I think if everybody did that, it would just be better across the board.
Cool. So what do you think the benefits of democracy being interconnected with philanthropy are, and what do you think the drawbacks are?
Benefits would be, I feel like people who are struggling in situations that are like really bad would get better. And then with that in mind, I think one of the drawbacks would be if we treat every situation the same, then situations are gonna that are already kind of okay are gonna get really good, and situations that are bad are only just gonna get slightly better. So I think there needs to be some sort of division there, where you're giving more money to places that need it more. So proportional it would need to be, and I don't think it would be.
To you, what is philanthropy?
Philanthropy is choosing to help people outside of your immediate family or friend group.
Cool. So, in the book that we're reading for class, Understanding Philanthropy, Its Meaning and Purpose, Robert Peyton and Michael Moody write that the future of free, open, and democratic societies is directly linked to the vitality of the philanthropic tradition in those societies. What do you think it means?
So I think that you need democracy to have philanthropy, and you need philanthropy to have democracy, because it's important for people to choose to help others instead of have to help others, because then it gives you a better perspective on your own life, and it's more meaningful if you choose to do it. So in a democracy you could choose to help them, and hopefully philanthropy would improve democracy.
Cool. So you kind of answered this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What do you think the benefits of democracy being interconnected with philanthropy are in our society, and what are the drawbacks?
So I guess the drawback is that not everyone will choose philanthropy, because I feel like generally democracy is also tied with capitalism, and people really like helping themselves. But it makes philanthropy better if you can choose it for yourself instead of being forced into it.
Cool. That's all I got for you.
Cool beans.
8% of students report having to complete a certain number of volunteer hours to graduate. Do you think this should be a requirement of more schools? Why or why not?
Yes, I do, because I think giving back to your community and helping others is important.
Great. Do you think the United States is doing enough philanthropic work as a country, or is there more that should be done?
I do not think there is enough work being done within the United States philanthropically, because I've seen, Dawn Clinics, which is a free healthcare clinic down in Denver, as well as Metro Caring, another food bank down in Denver, and they struggle with the resources available because they don't have enough to serve the needs of the underrepresented, which I think is super important. So if there's more clinics and food banks and philanthropic organizations in that regard, that would be beneficial for everyone involved, I guess.
Thank you so much for joining us today on KPIA. I hope you get out there and volunteer.